Is this, Aubrey, is this kind of where you're focused?
Yeah, that'll
Okay.
work.
Well, welcome everybody. In our values of creativity, inclusion, integrity, and partnership, inclusion is part of what we're talking about just now with the scaling up. And we made a very conscious decision with the founding of ASI not to say, these are the farmers who are sustainable and these are the bad guys. Anybody who wants to come to this is welcome. We'll meet anybody where they are as long as they're interested in moving forward with us. So it really is that kind of broad-based vision, and whether you're small or large scale, whether you're Northern California or Southern California, that's our aspiration. We're spread thin. Okay. So today is a lot about how we communicate our message more effectively and how we get the resources to really fulfill that aspiration for statewide impact. And we're going to be doing things a bit differently. We try to mix it up with the meetings, and I just wanted to say in terms of some key bits of information, all the board members and I think all the guests received electronic versions of the strategic snapshot. There are a couple of copies in the back. If somebody wants to take a hard copy, you're welcome. During the sessions, feel free to raise any questions that you have from that material, but we're not going to be addressing it specifically. And the most important thing that's included in that is the first ever faculty evaluation of ASI. So this was conducted by a team of professors at UC Davis who are not ASI insiders. The dean asked people from outside to take a hard look at the mission of ASI, what we're doing, what we've achieved, what we need to change. And I find it quite gratifying. I mean, we were talking about tipping points, and I think we've got the tipping point in terms of the perception of our faculty colleagues of embracing ASI. When we started out, I must say there was some skepticism. There will always be skepticism in a university faculty. I mean, if there weren't, we'd be worried. But things are moving our way. So I just wanted to say, in terms of the agenda, reaching out to Southern California is something that, as Howard mentioned, we need to do more of. We need to be reaching out across the state more effectively. And what we're trying to do with this meeting is to fine-tune messages and get more savvy about that. Want all of you folks to have a chance to get to know each other better. Okay. So we're trying to minimize the more set-piece presentations, maximize the discussion and interaction in the afternoon as we get out into the field. And we want to update you on what we're doing. And that's something that we've heard from the board in the past, that we haven't been as effective as we could in giving you those sort of nuggets about what we do, that you can make messages yourselves. So one of the reasons why we designed the morning around these Ignite presentations is not just to practice our messaging, but to engage with you so that these can be messages you can convey on our behalf as well. So this is a workshop format, right? We've all been practicing these talks, but they're not the final polished versions necessarily. This is a chance for feedback from everybody. Do these messages resonate? Are we going to be able to achieve the kind of broad-based scaling that we hope to? And on that, I just wanted to also draw your attention. Everybody had on their chair this new case statement that Melissa Hayworth, who's right here, led the preparation of this. And I don't want you to take the time to read it now, but the first Ignite presentation that I'll be giving in just a moment is designed to illustrate this. And there's also a draft of actually quite a lyrical text that our colleagues at the Student Farm prepared, describing the programs at the Student Farm. And we'll be producing things in this format that slip into this case statement. So this is part of our new communications package. So let me just say, After my talk, there are going to be 5 other Ignite talks. And I'll say in a minute what, what an Ignite talk is. But we'll have one on the Solution Center for Nutrient and Water Management. We'll have one on farm and food system workers, one on value-based supply chains, one on the sustainable sourcing of global agricultural raw materials project that Howard referenced. That's part of our partnership with Mars Incorporated. And we'll have an experiential education talk. And then I'll come back, and I also, my second Ignite talk is going to be about our ask, our pitch, our message about fundraising to build the Institute. So in fact, we do have the capacity to realize these aspirations for broad scale, positive impact in the state. We're going to have lunch, and then we're going to have the opportunity to learn about the amazing things that are going on here with Darren's team at the South Coast Research and Extension Center. Then we're going to have the privilege of visiting the Great Park with AG. We're all going to be on a bus together. AG is going to be regaling us with his stories and his vision. 2 reasons for seeing what's going on here at this Research and Education or Extension Center and visiting the Great Park. One is, I just find it inspirational. You see what people can do. This is like seeing the future for this state. I think in many ways the future for the planet. But it's also, well, one of the things that we like to do is not have people just sit in a room for hours listening to lectures. Getting out, sort of recombining different groups, conversational groups. I'm looking to you for one of the creativity part, and then we'll reconvene at the end of the day, and I'll be asking people kind of in a popcorn fashion, what were the really striking things that came up in the conversations that you had? What are the messages that were most compelling? What were the inspirational ideas that you developed in conversation with a couple people that you want to share with the group that we can take forward? Okay. Any questions about the program for the day? And thanks to Diane's superb organizational skills,